Hi, this is Masenya of Masenya Attorneys Incorporated, a law firm based in Centurion, Republic of South Africa. We boast 24 years of legal practice in the areas of commercial and tax laws. My professional team and I have over the years proved great success in assisting numerous clients with a myriad of commercial and tax matters involving millions of rands. We are skilled, experienced, qualified, and have the capacity to assist you. Email us at clients@cntlaw.co.za or call us 011-318-6592 or 084-383-7747. All consultations are strictly by appointment.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me right here in Solomon's Temple. I'm Uncle Solomon. Good to be with you this evening. It's about 5 minutes to 8 p.m. in Johannesburg, South Africa. What time is it where you are? Please let me know. Please also comment. Let me know how you're doing. Subscribe. All of that is important. A lot of people have been in touch with me wanting to get training and mentorship on how to create content on YouTube. Some of them looking for ways to make extra money or just creating content that would bless people, educate people, inform people. And a lot of people do not know about the principles and the technique around it. So if you're interested, reach out to me using this number on the screen. Reach out to me using this number on the screen. Thank you, everyone. Once again, Richard, all the way from Zambia. It's 6:55, 7:55, 19:55 in Zambia. Same time here. Same time here. So Zambia and South Africa are on the same sort of like time zone, isn't it? All right. Paula White, we all know her. She is an American pastor. She was married to a guy called Randy, and together they ran a church called Destiny something for quite a long time. And then she got divorced, left him, and then got involved with Benny Hinn in a very unholy relationship. And then later on married another guy. And she has been invited to very controversial churches. People like Alf Lukau invited her. And for me, I might say it up front now, I find Paula White, her principles and her biblical view very dodgy. Very, very dodgy. Extremely dodgy. So dodgy in an unbiblical sense, right? So she's had a relationship with Donald Trump for quite a while now. Matter of fact, I heard that she was the one that led Donald Trump to Christ or so. You saw her on TV preaching, and then he calls her, and then, he likes her, and he likes her swag and all that kind of stuff. Donald Trump. And they've been having that relationship, where she's like his spiritual guide, one of his spiritual guides. And then first time when he came as a president, she was there in the White House. They created a faith desk where she was in charge, so she had access to the White House. And then now that he's back again, he reappointed her, right? So they've had that relationship for quite a while now. Now, a lot of pastors across the U.S., especially like the conservative one, Protestant pastors, are very unhappy with Donald Trump's appointment of Paula White as the head of the faith desk, which is just a unit that's supposed to, look over Christianity, and help create that, bring spiritual guidance and spiritual direction in a lot of ways. So it's something that's very different and very unique in a sense. So why Paula White? That's what a lot of people are asking. This is a little bit about her, right? So let me take this away. This is Paula White now on one of her programs on TV with another faith preacher called Larry Hutch. White enthusiastically agreed with Hurch. So you can read what she said there. She agreed with Hurch, who was also with her, that Jesus is not the only begotten Son of God. She has repeatedly taught that Christians are little gods, and once said, wherever I go, God rules. When I walk on White House grounds, God walks on White House grounds. I have every right and authority to declare the White House as a holy ground because I was standing there, and where I stand is holy. So, that Jesus is not the only begotten Son of God. That's Paula White, right? I'm just sharing with you some of the controversial stuff that she has said. She also teaches that as an equal with Jesus and even as God himself. So we are equal with Jesus, even with God as himself, we're equal. Christians are entitled to health and wealth because of God cannot be poor and certainly cannot be sick. So Christians are not supposed to be poor. Christians are not supposed to be sick. Health and wealth are yours, provided that you have enough faith and that you sow enough seed. So you see, seed into a word of faith preachers ministry, and by seed, these preachers mean money. You sow money. That's her teaching. And finally, this is what she said. She's fond of attaching I hope you read that for yourself. She's fond of attaching a seed amount to various scriptures verses. She has, for example, told her followers to sow $91 based on Psalm 91 and thereby secure God's protection from various enemies, including but not limited to sickness and disease. She once told her followers to sow a resurrection seed of $1,144 based on John 11:44. So you see where all this Lovey and the Hubert Angel and all these guys got their manipulative ways from, which recalls Jesus' resurrection of Lazarus from death. So click on the screen right now and sow your resurrection seed as we stand in faith together, and I believe God for your miracle. So these are some of the controversial stuff that she has said. For me, Paula White is a false teacher. True and true. I'm not disputing the fact that when she started her ministry, I mean, I don't know if I was born then or even how old I was then. I believe she started well. But over the years, she took a different dimension, a different direction, which is, the word of faith and sow a seed, the health and wealth sort of like teachings and all that kind of thing. She is about the money. She's about the money. That's what she's about. Money. Now, some of you guys take Donald Trump very seriously. And I think the pastors that want Donald Trump to kick Paula White out of the White House, I think they take him too seriously. Paula White is a reflection of who he is. That's just what it is. She's a false teacher. So what do you think Donald Trump is about? You cannot have Paula White representing the faith, the people of faith in the White House. In a country like America, then there's a problem. All these Christians, who voted for Donald Trump and all that kind of stuff because he's bringing Christian values back and all that. Yeah, he is doing this quite a lot of stuff. But for me, the guy is not who you think he is. Don't even force him to be who he is not. His view of Christianity is you can use it to get whatever and to do whatever you want to do. You can talk to people anyhow. You can manipulate people. You can lie, is fine. You can be dishonest, is fine. And Paula White, for me, represents what the church is not. Paula White has influenced hundreds and thousands, actually, of other pastors who embrace that false teaching on the prosperity gospel, that we are, as a church, we're suffering around it today. Name it and claim it, sow a seed. She talks. And you know, even from the first 5 times I saw her, she talks and talks and talks. She talks a lot. And I was like, yeah, there's something about this. Goes off scriptures, embraces a theology that is not biblical, no biblical foundation, whatever. Not to talk about, obviously, she left her husband, Randy White, got involved with Benny Hinn in a relationship that is totally not right. This is ludicrous in its totality. So all you guys who are supporting Donald Trump, Paula White represents who Donald Trump is when it comes to his faith. She is his spiritual guide. So if you want to know Donald Trump's faith, look at Paula White. Do you agree with her? Do you agree with what she represents? Because, guys, this is what it is. There's no two ways about it. She came here a couple of years, 2-3 years ago, invited by Alf Lukau. And she went there shouting and screaming. Obviously, they're going to pay her money. Probably going to say, hey, here's 50. They're going to pay her 50 or 70,000 US dollars. And then she comes in. Go there to the pulpit, lie. People like, I don't even want to hear people like Paula White. They're just irritating because they're so unbiblical. Nothing to learn from people like that, to be honest with you. I'm not going to say nothing, but the theology. She took over a church, I think it was in Florida, of a guy who passed away. I think she used to mentor him. He passed away in Paris, I think, because he overdosed on drugs. He's a pastor, a black pastor. I'm trying to remember his name now. And they displaced his wife out of that church. I think the name of the church is Destiny. She took over. Guys, we must be careful who leads us spiritually. And we must be careful who we endorse and follow their theology. It's people like Paula White that I don't, anytime I see them coming to Africa to preach or teach, I get very sad because of the damage they're going to cause. Anyway, God bless you guys. Have a great evening.